Would y'all let your daughters date before college?
I would not be a fan of it, but I feel like I couldn't really control it if she really likes somebody. I would not be a fan, but
I feel like, yeah, a lot of things you can't really control, and they're going to do it with or without your permission. So, like, the best thing you could do is get them prepared. And, like,
Case in point.
so,
I would definitely let them date whenever they want to. Because I also feel like I look at myself and look at some of my friends who didn't date until college. And I learned so much more as a kid dating stupid boys and now my friends are going through it now. And I'm like, I would just never fall for that. So I fell for that when I was 16. So
Okay.
You're right. No, you're 100% right. I know someone who's prime example of that. We are related to them. And I agree 100%. The later you date, the harder it is to like see through people's BS. Yeah.
I had a discussion with my mom about this, and she said, I told her I would if I had a daughter, I would probably start teaching her about like guys, like protection, like how to choose the right guys at probably like 12 or 13. Because I think that like the average age of like when girls lose their, V card.
wait, but did you guys have the birds and the bees talk with your parents?
No.
no.
None
Never.
of us did. It's
see,
not an
that's-
Asian thing.
Exactly, but I think that like in our generation we could have that, because like I feel like
hell no. Let's say sex ed, dog.
no,
Dude, sex ed, they said is different now.
Was
Than
it?
we did sex. Yeah,
shit.
they do sex ed differently now, supposedly.
Oh, fuck.
because like your parents didn't tell you anything, right?
No.
It's just like it'll happen when it happens.
No, wait. My dad and mom talked to me about it when I was in high school.
It's different. You're younger.
Because they were like, oh, just use protection, Jay. You have a girlfriend now? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, just use protection.
No, see, like I said, it's different because you're the youngest. I never got that talk. Angela never got that talk.
I will say this though, y'all never got that talk. Well, Angela, because she's a girl, you never got that talk because you didn't have a girlfriend in high school. I had
no bitches.
I had 2 girlfriends in high school. And then there was girls that would come over to our house. And my mom was like, okay. Then my dad was like, there's a lot of girls coming here. If you do end up doing something with them, you should use protection.
He said a lot of girls, bro. God damn.
I had a lot of friends that were girls. I didn't do anything with them. I just had a lot of friends that were girls.
Actually, in high school, I was just an idiot because you know who I'm talking about. There was this one girl. She was like obsessed with me, and she was actually older than me. And she always asked me. She said, hey, come over and hang out with me. Come over and hang out with me. We were on the track teams together, and she always came over and wanted to run with me. I didn't know. I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, I'm good. I always blew her off, huh?
That's what we should do now.
I don't know. Actually, I could tell a story. All right, so we were on the track team together, and then, like I said, every day for warm-ups, she would always come up to me and say, hey, let's warm up together. Let's run a couple laps together. And I only did track to stay in shape for like football season. And so I was ran with my football buddies, but then they was like, Chad, what you see that going on? What you doing? I'm like, what you mean? I don't know what's going on. So I completely like blew her off for the longest time. But then eventually I did start hanging out with her a couple times. And then she was always like inviting me over to her place. And there was like a 6-month span where her mom, she was Chinese. Her mom was in China. And she was like, my mom's in China. You should come over and hang out with me. I didn't know. But I did go over like almost like every other night. But nothing ever happened because I was too stupid to understand what was happening.
Let me ask you something. I remember you told me this. What clothes would she be wearing when you came over?
Oh. Yo.
What was she wearing?
All right. So she wore them booty shorts where you're like, the underbutt would be hanging out, and she wearing them crop tops and then the long leggings. Like looking back at that, I'm like, dude, bro, it could have been more blatant, but I was just an idiot. I was just the biggest idiot in the world, and yeah. And then I remember she wanted to go to prom, so she asked me. I never asked her. She asked me to prom, and I was like, I didn't think about it, but I guess I'll go with you. And then when prom actually happened, we went, and then we went to after prom, and I was like I said, I don't know why I just wasn't into girls in high school, and then So I gave her after prom ticket, and I never talked to her again. And that was it. And then she ended up like, I think she ended up trying to get with my track buddies to get back at me, but then I didn't care. And so she started seeing him, and he was telling me about it. I was like, dude, I don't care. Do what you do. It's not my business.
What high school did you guys go to?
Thomasdale.
Thomasdale.
Don't
Is that near
go
Highland
look at.
Springs?
No.
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 Way deeper
never
south.
mind.
Like maybe like 20 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. I don't even know what Highland Springs is.
20 minutes?
That's where we get all our football players.
Yeah, that is. Highland Springs is. I think someone brought a gun to one of their football games though.
Damn.
Oh, actually, on the topic of that girl, I remember this one time. You remember D. Will?
Yes.
So D. Will was in statistics class with her, and D. Will knew what was going on. Like I said, I'm oblivious, and D. Will, and then she was vent to D. Will because me and D. Will were tight, and it was like she kept like, dude, how do I get him interested? How do I get him more interested? And then D. Will, being an idiot, he said you should suck his meat. And then D. Will told me this after, and then yeah, that was his suggestion to her. And then, I think she said that she was like, "I'll do it," but I never gave an opportunity.
Wow, Jesse, you really.
I fumbled the
That's a
bag.
major bag fumble, man. Oh my god.
I didn't know.
What about you guys? You guys have any adolescent teen stories or just idiocy?
Nah, I was pretty like, I wasn't really social in high school, to be honest. Not until like my senior year, until I was like working at Hollister and doing like volunteer work and shit. I wasn't really social.
Were you into girls in high school?
Of course I was into girls.
I was about to say.
I wasn't like, I just wasn't social. I didn't like hanging out with people. I don't know. Just kind of grew on me, I guess.
What about
Damn.
you, Nicole? You have any embarrassing stories or anything about your adolescent years of dating? I mean, you said you rode the bus to meet your boyfriend. What was what other crazy lengths did you go to hide it or see your boyfriend back in the day?
Okay, this is, I feel like a story I actually have barely shared, but it is a good story.
Yes.
I can't remember if I told you guys this one, but this was the second guy I dated in high school. I only dated two guys. But I would sneak him into my house, and he would spend the night, and I would sneak him out in the morning. So my parents would never know that he was there. And like, honestly, we wouldn't even do anything. It was just nice to have him there. Mm-hmm. So one morning, my dad comes into my room because I borrowed my sister's car, and he's there. And my dad's like, "What the fuck is this guy doing here?" It's like 6 a.m. And it was like the worst thing I could have ever done. I was like 17, or maybe I was like 16, and he was 18 because he was like a senior. I was a junior.
Okay.
And literally like nothing had happened either. And like they called his mom over, and it was just, after that, my parents took a long time to trust me again.
Oh my
Probably a
god.
couple of years.
But were they still trying to set you up? Like, did you say that like they're always trying to set you up?
Now they're not. They're like, this girl can stay single forever. They're like, whatever. You're fucked up.
But see, that's why I said that, like, whenever, like, if I have a daughter in the future, I would basically be like, if you want to date, go ahead. But I want you to be, like, transparent. You tell me, hey, Dad, I'm dating a dude. And I want to be like, that's cool. You want to be, like, warm and inviting to it and be like, all right, yeah, go
That's
do what
true.
you want to do. But just be responsible and just, like, don't be afraid to come to me with, like, issues.
I agree with that.
Just
You know?
do the Bad Boys 2 thing. Just have one of us come over and
Well,
pretend.
well, no, it's like I would say this. It's like I feel like if you're a dad or when you're a dad and you come at your daughter and like, oh, why are you doing like that? They're not gonna want to console to you if there's something going on in their relationship.
You're gonna push them away more.
Yeah, you're gonna push them away.
Exactly.
Versus if you're like, oh my god, and you're like, oh yeah, tell me about it. Like I'm not angry or anything like that. They're like, oh, he does this, he does these games, he does these games. You're like, man, I was that age. I know how people play games. Like, oh, he's doing this because he wants to do this. Or when I was his age, I would do this as well. And it's just, yeah, they're more likely to console you if you're not yelling at them for doing it.
You want to guide them, not, like, punish them for being who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to date, you be like, okay, bring him over. Let's crack him with a beer. Not really.
Not really.
let's get some dinner with him. Maybe go to Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
See what this boy's about.
Yeah. That's
And if
true.
he's tight, he's tight. We can go to Queens of Million together, ride some roller coasters or something.
Well, hey, but going back to what Christian said, would you be the good cop or bad cop around him?
Me?
No, you know what I'm saying? You take them to like Dave and Buster's or something like that, right? And you're like, oh yeah, we'll go with Dave and Buster's together or something like that, like with your daughter, your daughter and her boyfriend or whatever, right? Would you be the good cop or bad cop? Would you be like, oh yeah, you're chill with your daughter next to me, hey, you do something, I'll beat your ass.
I talked to this about mom. I said, I would not try to look like a bad cop or anything. I just trying to be like, do what you want. Just be smart with it, and you just try to.
No, I'm not saying to the girl. I'm saying to her boyfriend.
Oh, to the guy.
To the guy.
Oh, I'll probably look at him on the eye and say, listen, you have my blessing, but the moment you fuck up, I'm coming for you.
I'm ready to go to jail, dog. Little homie.
I will find you.
Hey, that booty about to be mine. Yeah.
Christian, you definitely thought about this. You said like good cop, bad cop. Is that what you're gonna
I
do?
was just saying the Bad Boys 2 scene where like
Yeah.
Reggie comes to the door.
Yeah.
And they got like
That's what I'm saying.
They got the
Like,
shotguns
that
ready.
booty is about to be mine if you mess up.
I can't play it.
10 o'clock. I said 10 o'clock.
What about y'all? Would y'all go on a father-daughter boyfriend date?
I feel like they wouldn't want to do that. I mean, if they wanted to do that, then I'll be open to it. But like, I'm not gonna like force them to do something that makes them uncomfortable and shit. I mean, that'd be weird as fuck. Like my mom's like, yeah, I'm coming on a date with you. I'm good. I don't want to go on a date no more. But they're not themselves, right? They're just like trying to appease to you anyways,
That's
right?
true.
So it's kind of
Or you
like,
can get to know their parents and see how they were brought up. You get a
true.
good feel about it.
That's true.
I think it's different because like I don't know how people in high school date now.
Yeah.
Back in the day when like I guess like in our generation, you go to the mall
yeah,
or you go
Dude,
watch
they
the
still
movies
do. I'm
together.
pretty sure they still do.
That's what people still
Just go to
do.
the mall. And
They just
shit.
go to the mall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where else are they gonna hang out? Like,
boba shop.
They probably go to boba shops now.
Get boba together.
I mean, the mall has like food courts and shit. Like you can go around stores and a lot of stuff to do. Like you can't just go to like one boat. I mean, I guess you can, but there's a lot more activities at the malls.
Yeah,
and shit.
that is
Or the
true.
movies.
I have a question for Nicole. All right, as an Asian woman, I've noticed that the most sheltered Asian American women, like growing up through high school, the moment they get into like college and they got that freedom, they go buck wild. True or false?
True, for sure. and it's I don't think thankfully like me or my sisters ever experienced that because again, like once we hit like 15, 16, my parents were like, all right, whatever, we give up. Like we can't be strict with them anymore. They're gonna do whatever they want. So I feel like we kind of got that out of our system when we were younger and didn't have to do that in college. But I don't know. I feel like maybe my older sister is kind of like that. Like, cause she went to private school her entire like undergrad or not undergrad, like, but like high school, middle school. And so when she went to college, it was a public school. So she just did whatever. And then she got a little crazy. So yeah, I definitely think the stricter you are in high school to your kids, the worse they're going to be in college.
Yeah. I feel like personally the downside of that was the first time I drank in college, I didn't know how to control it. I drank 151 and I blacked out the first time I drank. And that was dangerous because I didn't know like what to do. Like I didn't know like what type of alcohol it was or how to control it. So I feel like when my kid is either in high school, I'll be open to them like learning about alcohol. So by the time they get to college by themselves and there's no one around to help them, then they'd be a little smarter about it. Not like me.